Previously on Gearz.
He is a two-time Formula One world champion. He will be making his way back to South Africa for the Top Gear Festival. And I had the privilege of catching up with the one and only Mika Ha. Before we get into you coming back here, I've got to ask you about the Malaysian Grand Prix. What are your thoughts on Sebastian?
Well, of course, I'm making a column in Finland in a newspaper, and I did mention there very personally, quite heavily his act, what he did in a Grand Prix. It is okay, it is his business what he's doing, but considering that way, you know, I'm the old ex-Formula One driver, and when you get the team orders for the situation like that, especially when your teammate is reducing a horsepower in engine, and he's not respecting at all team's rules of the team, and not respecting his teammate in situation like that. I think it's not definitely not fair, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes life is not fair, but in that case you can control what you're doing, and it really didn't really work out nicely. That's really.
Yeah, you know what, I'm so glad you answered that for us in the way that I was expecting, in the way that I was hoping, Mika. So the last time you were in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you came out for any promotional visits, but you raced here back in 1992, is that correct?
I raced first time in Kualami in 91, and then 92 was the last time when I was racing there. But I've been there privately visiting in places in people where they live in very poor places in the shelters, and I was with my great friend. I was visiting over there to speak to them, and it was not any kind of media trick or anything. I went privately over there, and then last time I was there for New Year, so I took the 2013 in South Africa.
Mika, do you remember anything about racing at Kyalami? Because, I mean, we have been starved. It's 20 years since we've had a Grand Prix in South Africa, and we really wanted to come back. Do you remember anything about Kyalami?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Of course, the nature is something which is in Africa in general. It is something incredible. The friendliness of the people are fantastic over there. So that is also the other thing which is reminding me a lot for the Kualami that time. And I mean, you know, we talked about many years back, but for me it's like yesterday. It was such a great experience to be there, and to be honest, in go back time in '92, I did not. It was a great time. Yes.
You know, I must say, I was there in '92, and then I went back '93, and you weren't there. And then you basically were coming back, and then Mika, you had a very, very big accident in Australia, in Adelaide, in 1995. Did you ever think you would be able to race again?
Well, at that moment when I was lying in a hospital bed, I thought that's it, it's over, you know, because the injuries, what I experienced was quite a tough ones. The pain level, what I was experiencing, it was not even slightest idea for me to think about racing. It was just fighting with the life, just to try to get mind out of the pain. So that was the only thing that was going in my mind. It was nothing to do with the motor racing.
I mean, the reason I asked this, Mika, is we've got a very talented driver, as you know, in Robert Kubica, who had a very, very big accident in 2011.
Yeah.
From what you know, do you think he will ever be able to drive a Formula One car again?
Well, I know his injuries are quite severe, especially with his hand, and I understood also with his leg. I don't know exactly all the medical reports about it, and it's not my business anyway. But only thing what I know that with the Formula One definitely needs enormous physical condition and coordination with your balance, with your body, and if you are not able to use full power with your left arm or right arm, you are then lacking performance out there. You can drive a car, sure, but to put the car in 100% in extreme situations like a Grand Prix tracks like in Monte Carlo, it's definitely it's not good. So I hope he will be able to come back to Formula One. That would be absolutely fabulous. But like I said, you need to be back there, physically,
Yeah, and physical is the side. I mean, you made a great recovery, and 2 years after the accident, 2.5 years, you got back-to-back championships, 98, 99, nearly 2000 again, Mika. But then 2001, things were not the same at McLaren. What changed after those 3 very successful years?
Well, the regulations changed. All the time regulations were changing. We had quite a few technical failures, which were not motivating the drivers and not motivating the team itself. There was missing some harmony there, which was not able to bring the performance in a level what we wanted to have.
It was very, it was very sad because 98 was brilliant, 99 was equally as brilliant, and then 2000, it took quite a while for you to get back into that championship, and you came to the last race, just right there with Michael Schumacher. It didn't go your way, but then there afterwards it seemed to change, and then you decided to retire. Mika, what was the real reason to retire? Because you were still the fastest Finn and the fastest Formula One driver at the time.
Well, like we discussed earlier, that I had a bad accident in '95, so I achieved my goal, the winning a world championship, and I was very fortunate to win it twice. I made a great career in Formula One, and I thought I'm not going to push my luck any further. Even I was still a young guy for Formula One. I still felt like I had a couple of mechanical failures in 2001, which made me to think like, come on, no. I was going off the track because of technical failure, hitting a wall that way I had to visit the medical center. So I thought like, come on, man, are you really serious about this? I was thinking about it. I don't push your luck. Yeah. And I decided to retire.
Yeah, and we missed you, and everyone thought you were going to come back, but you didn't. You decided to go with Mercedes. Of course, they've always been with you to DTM. We watched you a lot. We enjoyed watching you racing, but it wasn't the Mika that we knew from Formula One.
No. DTM is different racing, but DTM you have to put the exactly same energy than you have to put Formula One when you are starting and when you are winning the championships. It's not any easier category at all. It's at one sense it's more complicated because you cannot modify the car too much to your driving style. You have to adapt the style for the car. You cannot put the car to adapt your style.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of compromise world, and I was not able to make it in a level what I wanted to do. So I did it 3 years, and I had an absolutely fabulous time. I met a lot of new friends, and it teach me a lot.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Well,
here I am now.
Yeah, here you are, and just about coming to South Africa. Last two, especially about the Finns in Formula One. Kimi Räikkönen has made a terrific comeback, wins the first race of this year as well. But he's in a team like Lotus, and do you think Lotus are going to have the resources to allow him the chance to win this championship, Mika?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. If I tell you something, it would be half a guess. So that's not good enough. I think I just wish them all the best because Kimi is an absolutely fabulous racing driver, and I hope him and the team all the best. And they have a nice image, the whole package. So it would be a shame if they cannot reach their goal. But knowing Formula One and knowing these teams, they're so competitive. It's just ridiculously. You cannot just rest a single second. You have to push all the time, all the way to the end.
Yeah, well, listen. Let's hope for Kimi. Mika, we've got this new young Finnish driver. I managed to see him racing in Turkey in 2010, Valtteri Bottas. I'm not too sure if you're involved in managing him or just know him as a person, but this guy is just terrific. It's a pity that Williams looked good in pre-season testing, but don't look very good at the moment. But tell us a little bit more about Valtteri.
Valtteri is definitely a young talent, new generation of Formula One. Great, intelligent individual. I understood he's a very calm and collective person when it comes to his job, and he's ready to listen to people and to communicate them and solve the problems. So in terms of his performance, he had a great talent. So adding all these together and put him in a racing car, he's a really, really good, fantastic racing driver. And I believe he's going to be one day world champion if he's able to continue the great development and to have the confidence to continue even there is bad results. And I had an experience myself for racing for 7 years in Formula One and no single victory. So that's tough and that's painful. So you just have to believe in yourself. That's what the whole story is all about.
I think that is such wise words. The great thing is, I mean, he's also working with some South African people, which is quite exciting for us in terms of his eye work and his periphery visions, which is terrific. Mika, you're coming.
Fantastic.
Yeah, very exciting. You're coming back to South Africa. Let me just tell you, South Africa is so excited. Number one, of course, for Top Gear Festival to come again, but to have Mika Ha coming to South Africa. What can we expect from you when you come here for the festival?
Well, I'm going to give the maximum time for my old fans. I give them autographs, give them pictures, to have a talk with them, and to make a great show. And the most important, the whole thing is to have fun over there, enjoy the beautiful cars, great people, and talk about the stories of motor racing.
Well, I tell you, I'm so excited, and I know everybody else is going to be excited when they hear that they might have this opportunity that they didn't have in your Formula One career to get close to you and share the experiences and the enjoyments of your incredible success.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to come over there.
We're looking forward to seeing you, Mika. Thank you very much for your time.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.
Beautiful.
Gearz with Sasha Martinengo on balls.co.za.